The first snow of the season falls on the Whitmore estate, like a sheet pulled over something precious. Naomi Carter stands at the gates, suitcase in hand, watching flakes disappear against iron as tall as grief. The house beyond looks carved from marble and silence. Every window reflects gray sky. No wreaths, no lights, just cold stone holding its breath. She's been told 3 things. The girl doesn't speak, the father doesn't smile, and no one lasts more than 2 weeks. The housekeeper, Grace Holloway, silver-haired and soft-voiced, meets her at the door. "You must be Naomi." "Yes, ma'am." Grace's eyes hold something between warning and hope. "Just so you know, Mr. Whitmore is particular. And Lily—" She pauses. "Lily is fragile." Inside, every family portrait hangs covered in white sheets. The grand staircase curves upward into shadow. Footsteps echo like they're walking through a mausoleum. Then Naomi sees her. A small girl sits in the corner of the living room, knees pulled to her chest, pressing a silver pocket watch against her ear. Over and over. Click, click, click. Her eyes are somewhere else. Somewhere far from this house, far from winter, far from now. Ethan Whitmore stands by the window, tall and still. His suit is perfect. His jaw is tight. When he turns, his face holds the same careful control as his posture. "Miss Carter," his voice is measured, businesslike. "I appreciate you coming on such short notice." Naomi nods, but her eyes stay on the little girl. "How long has she been sitting there?" "Since breakfast." He crosses his arms. "Dr. Patel, her psychologist, says routine is important. Structure, predictability, we don't interrupt unless necessary." Something twists in Naomi's chest. Since breakfast. It's nearly 4 o'clock. She takes a step forward. Ethan's hand shoots up. "Don't." Naomi stops. "We've tried everything," he says quietly. "Specialists, therapists, music therapy, art therapy, equine therapy, every kind of therapy money can buy." His voice wavers, then steadies. "Nothing works. She doesn't speak. She doesn't play. She just sits." The watch clicks. Lily's thumb presses it. Again. Again. Naomi looks at this man, this father, and sees the control in his shoulders, the fear beneath his words. He's built a fortress around his daughter and called it protection. She sets down her suitcase. "Mr. Whitmore." "Ethan. Ethan." She meets his eyes. "Maybe what you haven't tried is letting her touch the world again." The air shifts. He stares at her for a long moment, jaw working. Then he turns back to the window. "Start tomorrow. Grace will show you your room." Morning light filters through curtains that haven't been opened in years. Naomi wakes to silence, so thick it feels like drowning. She dresses in soft colors, lavender cardigan, cream blouse, and pulls her hair into a simple bun. In the mirror, she sees exhaustion she's carried since Atlanta, since the hospital, since the day her brother's insurance claim was denied for the 3rd time. "Don't think about it. Not here. Not now." Downstairs, Grace hands her coffee in a mug that says, "World's Best Mom," then realizes and winces. "Oh dear, that was thoughtless of me." "It's fine." Naomi wraps her hands around the warmth. "She was wonderful, you know. Mrs. Whitmore." Grace's voice softens with memory. "Used to fill this house with music. She'd sing while she cooked, dance in the hallway. Lily would laugh so hard." She trails off, clearing her throat. "That was before." "The fire?" Grace nods. 2 years ago, July 14th, a faulty wire in the east wing. Claire, Mrs. Whitmore, she got Lily out first, then went back for photo albums." She closes her eyes. The floor collapsed. Ethan was away on business. By the time he got home, The silence completes the sentence. Naomi finds Lily in the same corner, same position, same watch pressed to her ear. Today she's surrounded by white chalk drawings on the dark hardwood floor, circles within circles, spiraling inward, each one more precise than the last. Trying to lock herself in silence. Naomi doesn't approach. Instead, she sits on the floor 10 feet away and opens a children's book Grace gave her. She reads aloud, voice gentle and clear, not expecting response. Once upon a time, in a garden where nothing grew, a little seed waited. Lily's thumb pauses on the watch. Just for a second. Naomi keeps reading. 3 days pass this way. Naomi reads. Lily draws circles. Ethan observes from doorways, arms crossed, expression unreadable. On the 4th night, something changes. Naomi is cleaning up art supplies when she hears it. A sharp, metallic crack. The pocket watch hits the floor, its glass face shattered, tiny gears spilling across wood like stars falling. Lily's scream is soundless, mouth open, body rigid with panic. Naomi doesn't think. She crosses the room and pulls the child into her arms, rocking gently. Shh, baby, shh. It's okay. You're okay. Lily thrashes, but Naomi holds firm. Not tight, just steady. Present. And then, without planning to, Naomi begins to sing. Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. Her voice fills the empty house like water finding cracks. That saved a wretch like me. Lily's body begins to soften. I once was lost, but now am found. Footsteps thunder down the stairs. Ethan appears in the doorway, face white. What are you doing? Naomi doesn't stop singing. Was blind, but now I see. He takes a step forward. I said, but then he stops. Because Lily has gone completely still. Her head rests on Naomi's shoulder. Her breathing has slowed. And in the quiet that follows the last note, barely louder than breath, she whispers, Mama? The word hangs in the air like a prayer. Ethan's hand grips the doorframe. His expression shifts, something breaking beneath the surface. He turns and walks away. But in that moment, Naomi knows. The fortress has a crack. The house staff whispers. Naomi hears fragments as she passes. The black maid made the girl talk back. Only been here a week. Some kind of religious method. But it's the tone that unsettles her. Not curiosity. Suspicion. One morning she overhears 2 staff members in the laundry room. It's unnatural is what it is. Girl hasn't spoken in 2 years. Then this woman shows up. Grace says she's got some kind of spiritual thing, singing hymns and all that. Mr. Whitmore won't like it. He's a science and facts man. After the fire, he said no more faith, no more chance. Just protocol. Naomi clears her throat. The voices stop. 2 women turn, faces flushing. She continues down the hall, jaw tight, remembering every time someone questioned her methods as a teacher. Too emotional, too involved. Too much faith, not enough data. But data didn't save her brother. Data said Marcus had a 90% survival rate with treatment. Data said the insurance would cover it. Data said everything would be fine. Data lied. Later that morning, Dr. Patel arrives for Lily's weekly session, a neat man in his 50s with kind eyes and a leather notebook. Naomi watches him work with Lily through the glass doors. Flashcards, breathing exercises, cognitive behavioral techniques. After an hour, he emerges shaking his head. Any progress? Ethan asks, tension visible in his shoulders. The same. She's responsive to structure but resistant to verbal engagement. Dr. Patel glances at Naomi, then back to Ethan. Though I understand there was an incident with singing? The girl said one word, Ethan replies carefully. In a moment of distress. One word is significant. Doctor. Patel's tone is measured, clinical. However, I'd caution against unorthodox approaches. Trauma therapy requires consistency and evidence-based intervention. Emotional appeals can be destabilizing. Naomi feels his words land like judgment. Emotional appeals. Miss Carter, Dr. Patel turns to her directly. I'm sure your intentions are good, but selective mutism is a complex anxiety disorder. It requires trained intervention, not— He pauses delicately. Improvisation. I wasn't improvising, Naomi says quietly. I was comforting a frightened child. With religious music. His tone is gentle but firm. Mr. Whitmore, I must advise that mixing spiritual elements with clinical treatment can confuse the therapeutic process. The child needs clear, consistent messages from authority figures. Ethan looks between them, conflict visible in his eyes. Dr. Patel, I appreciate your expertise. But Lily spoke. After 2 years of silence, she spoke. A single word under emotional duress doesn't constitute progress. Dr. Patel adjusts his glasses. It could even be regression, a trauma response rather than healing. I've seen this before. False hope can be more damaging than no hope at all. The words settle heavy in the room. Naomi bites her tongue. She wants to argue, to defend what happened. But she's learned that some battles aren't won with words. They're won with patience. I understand your concern, she says instead. I'll be mindful of my approach. After Dr. Patel leaves, Ethan finds her in the kitchen. You don't have to apologize for helping my daughter. I'm not apologizing. I'm strategizing. She meets his eyes. He's not wrong that consistency matters, but he's wrong about what consistency means. It doesn't mean rigidity. It means showing up every single day, regardless of whether she speaks or not. Something shifts in Ethan's expression. Is that what you did? As a teacher? That's what I tried to do. Her voice catches. Before I had to walk away. She doesn't elaborate. Not yet, but he hears what she doesn't say. That afternoon, she finds Lily by the window. Curtains still drawn. The girl has started drawing again. Not circles this time, but rainbows. Dozens of them in crayon on paper, each one more vibrant than the last. Those are beautiful, Naomi says softly. Lily doesn't look up, but her hand pauses. Naomi sits beside her. Do you know what I love about rainbows? They only appear after storms. The rain has to fall first. The clouds have to break. She touches one of the drawings gently. Your mama loved rainbows, didn't she? The smallest nod. I lost someone too, Naomi continues, voice steady despite the ache. My brother Marcus. He was sick, and the doctors said they could help, but the insurance— She stops, breathes. Sometimes the world doesn't make sense. Sometimes it just hurts. Lily's hand finds Naomi's. That night, Naomi discovers something strange. She's checking on Lily before bed, when she notices the girl flinch from the hallway light. Not just discomfort. Genuine fear. Her small body goes rigid, eyes squeezing shut. Naomi dims the light. Lily relaxes, afraid of light. But she draws rainbows every night. The child isn't afraid of light itself. She's afraid of being seen while she's shaking. Naomi finds Ethan in his study, whiskey untouched on his desk, staring at a photograph he holds carefully. When he sees her, he quickly sets it down. She's afraid of light, Naomi says without preamble. Dr. Patel mentioned photosensitivity. It's a trauma response. The fire, the flames. He's working on graduated exposure therapy. It's not the light itself. Naomi steps closer. It's vulnerability. She associates brightness with exposure, with being watched when she can't protect herself, when she's trembling and someone might see. He leans back, studying her. You're not a psychologist. No, but I taught special education for 8 years. Children with selective mutism, trauma backgrounds, attachment disorders. I know fear when I see it. She pauses. And I know the difference between managing symptoms and healing wounds. And you think you can fix her? His voice edges toward sharp. I don't want to fix her, Naomi says quietly. I want to help her remember she's allowed to be scared and still be loved. Something flickers across his face. Recognition, maybe, or pain. The staff is talking, he says finally, saying you used religious methods, that you're undermining Dr. Patel's protocols. I sang a hymn to comfort a frightened child. This household doesn't operate on faith, Miss Carter. It operates on structure and proven therapeutic interventions. His voice hardens. After Claire died, I made a choice. No more magical thinking, no more hoping for miracles, just science, just evidence. Naomi holds his gaze. How's that working out? The silence is sharp. I appreciate your passion, he says, voice controlled. But Lily needs consistency, not experiments. Love isn't an experiment. No. He stands, buttoning his suit jacket. It's a liability. He walks past her, leaving her alone with the photograph on his desk. In it, a woman with Lily's eyes laughs, holding a sunflower. On the back, handwriting reads, Claire, Cape Cod, the day you said yes. Naomi's breath catches. This man isn't cold. He's terrified. If this story is touching your heart, let me know, and stay with us. Sometimes the bravest thing we do is let someone in. The snowstorm hits on a Tuesday. By evening, the entire estate is dark. Power lines down, backup generator failing. Flashlights throw shadows that dance like ghosts. Naomi finds Lily in her room, screaming silently, hands tearing through drawers, searching frantically for something. Lily, sweetheart. The girl doesn't hear. She's somewhere else, trapped in memory, in flames. In the moment, everything was lost. Her small hands shake as she throws toys aside, checks under pillows, searching. The broken watch. She's looking for the pieces. Grace appears with candles, face worried. The doctor's on his way, but the roads are impassable. It could be hours. We don't need the doctor. Naomi kneels, voice firm but gentle. Lily, look at me. The girl's eyes are wild, unfocused. Naomi takes her hands, stopping the frantic movement. Your mother is not in that watch, my dear. She's not in any object that can break or be lost. Lily's breathing hitches, ragged. She's in something the fire couldn't touch. Naomi lights a candle, holding it between them. She's in the way you wait for the light every morning, in the rainbows you draw, in every brave thing you do, even when you're scared. She places Lily's hand over her own heart. She's in your heartbeat, right here. Can you feel it? The steady thump beneath small fingers. Mama, Lily whispers, and the word breaks like a dam. Footsteps. Ethan appears in the doorway, phone still in hand, fear etched in his features. He takes in the scene, his daughter crying, this woman holding her, candlelight painting everything gold and shadow. He drops to his knees. Lily. The girl reaches for him, and he catches her, pulling her into his chest. His shoulders shake. No sound, just silent, wrenching sobs that come from a place 2 years sealed. I don't know how to do this, he chokes out, looking at Naomi over his daughter's head, all pretense stripped away. I don't know how to love her without being afraid of losing her again. The vulnerability in his voice strips everything away. The CEO, the control, the walls. Just a father, drowning. Naomi's voice is soft but sure. Don't be afraid to love Ethan. Fear of silence is what kills. He holds his daughter tighter. In the candlelight, they look like a Renaissance painting, all shadow and gold, grief and hope intertwined. "Daddy," Lily whispers against his chest. The first time she's called him that in 2 years. He breaks completely. Naomi steps back, giving them space, giving them this moment. But as she does, she catches Ethan's eyes across the flickering light. In them, she sees something shift, a question forming, a recognition dawning. Maybe she's right. Maybe I've been so afraid of breaking that I forgot how to bend. Outside, wind howls. Inside, for the first time in 2 years, a father holds his daughter and lets himself cry. The next morning, the power is still out. Naomi wakes to find Lily standing beside her bed, small hand holding a single crayon, yellow like sunlight. "Good morning," Naomi whispers, careful not to startle her. Lily doesn't speak, but she climbs onto the bed and begins to draw on a piece of paper Naomi keeps on the nightstand. A rainbow. But this time, there's something new in the center. A tiny figure? A girl. "Is that you?" Naomi asks softly, the smallest nod. "You're in the rainbow now," Naomi observes, "not hiding from it. In it." Lily's hand moves again. She draws another figure beside the girl. This one is taller, with curly hair. Naomi's throat tightens. "Is that me?" Another nod. They sit there in the gray morning light, snow still falling outside, power still dead, but something has shifted. The silence between them isn't empty anymore. It's full of understanding. Downstairs, Ethan hasn't slept. Grace finds him in the kitchen, still in yesterday's clothes, making coffee with mechanical precision. "She spoke," Grace says gently. "One word. It's a start." He turns to her, and for the first time since Claire died, he looks less like a CEO and more like a man. "Grace, what if I fail her again?" "You didn't fail her the first time." Grace's voice is firm. "You were away on business. That's not the same as failing. I should have been here. And if you had been, you might have died too." She takes his hands. "Ethan, you've been punishing yourself for 2 years. Maybe it's time to forgive yourself instead." "I don't know how." "Start by letting that woman help you. She sees what I see. A good father who's forgotten how to breathe." Later, when the power returns, and life resumes its rhythm, Ethan finds Naomi in Lily's room. His daughter is asleep, curled under blankets, the yellow crayon still clutched in her hand. "She drew us," Naomi says quietly, showing him the paper. "Together, in the rainbow." He studies the simple drawing, 2 figures side by side, surrounded by color. "Thank you," he says, "for last night, for not giving up when I—" He stops. "For staying." "That's what family does," Naomi replies, then catches herself. No. His voice is soft. "You're right, that's what family does." The news breaks 3 days later. Someone leaked a photo to a gossip site. Ethan and Naomi in the window during the blackout, lit by candlelight, standing close. The headline screams across screens, "Widowed Billionaire's Secret Romance. CEO Ethan Whitmore involved with Black Live-In Caretaker." The article is vicious. It speculates about impropriety, questions her qualifications, insinuates gold digging and manipulation, and it specifically, deliberately, mentions Naomi's race in every paragraph, as if her presence in this house is transgression itself. By noon, reporters gather at the gates like crows. Ethan's lawyers convene an emergency meeting. The boardroom is tense. 12 men and women in expensive suits, all wearing expressions that range from concern to barely concealed disapproval. The optics are terrible, his PR director says bluntly. A wealthy white CEO and a black domestic worker? The media will eat us alive. She's not a domestic worker, Ethan says tightly. She's a child specialist. With no formal credentials in this capacity, his general counsel interjects. Mr. Whitmore, we've reviewed her background. Former teacher, yes, but she left her position under unclear circumstances. There are gaps in her employment history. Questions about— Stop. Ethan's voice cuts through the room. Whatever you're implying, stop right there. We're not implying anything. We're stating facts. The lawyer slides a folder across the table. Her brother died while she was still teaching. She took a leave of absence that became permanent. There were complaints from parents about her emotional involvement with students. Nothing actionable, but nothing. Ethan stands. She left because she was grieving, because the system she trusted failed someone she loved, and instead of becoming bitter, she chose to help other people's children. That's not a liability. That's character. Character doesn't protect the company from scandal. The PR director leans forward. Sir, we're recommending immediate termination, for her protection and yours. Issue a statement, offer a generous severance, and move on. This will blow over in a week if we control the narrative. And my daughter? Silence. My daughter finally spoke after 2 years. Because of Naomi. You want me to fire the woman who gave her back her voice? One board member, Margaret Chen, the only woman on the executive committee, speaks up. With respect, Ethan, none of us doubt Miss Carter's positive impact on Lily, but the perception— The perception, Ethan interrupts, is that successful black women are always suspect, always questioned, always required to prove themselves twice as hard. He looks around the room. I spent 2 years hiring the best therapists money could buy. None of them helped. Naomi did, in 4 days, and now you want me to throw her away because someone took a photograph? The general counsel tries again. This isn't about race. It's exactly about race. If Naomi were a white woman with the same background, we wouldn't be having this conversation. You'd call her a miracle worker and offer her a permanent position. The truth of it hangs in the air. I'm not firing her, Ethan says firmly. Anyone uncomfortable with that decision is welcome to resign. I'll have your severance packages ready by end of day. 3 board members exchange glances. Stand. Leave. Ethan watches them go, then turns to Margaret. Get me Julia Chen at Financial Times. I want to give a statement. A real one. Not PR approved. Real. Meanwhile, Naomi learns about it from Grace, who brings her tea with shaking hands. They're saying you have to go. Who's saying? The board, the lawyers, everyone. Grace's eyes fill. You've done so much for that little girl. Where's Ethan? She finds him in his office, tie loosened, eyes red-rimmed, looking like he hasn't slept. Legal documents cover his desk, termination papers, non-disclosure agreements, severance packages. They want me to fire you, he says before she can speak. I know. They think it's inappropriate. Our proximity, the perception. He gestures at the papers helplessly. The photo, the headlines. They're saying I'm exploiting you, or you're exploiting me, or— His voice wavers. They're making something kind into something ugly. And what do you think? He looks up, anguish in his eyes. I think firing you destroys my daughter. But you're going to do it anyway. To protect you. His voice breaks. Naomi, you don't understand what they'll do. The media, the scrutiny, the comments. They'll dig into your life, twist everything you've ever done. They'll make you a villain or a victim, but they won't let you be human. Don't protect me by erasing me from Lily's life. Naomi steps forward, fury and hurt mixing in her voice. I'm not here to be pitied, Ethan. I'm not some charity case you rescue and then discard when it gets complicated. That's not— I'm here to give her a voice, to help her remember she matters. Her own voice steadies. And maybe you need that too. Someone who doesn't see you as a problem to manage. Someone who sees a soul worth keeping. The words hang between them. He stands, moves around the desk. They're close enough now that she can see the silver in his stubble, the exhaustion carved into his features, the fear warring with something else. "I don't know how to do this," he whispers. "Any of this. How to be a father without being terrified. How to let someone in without—" He stops. "You scare me." "Good." Naomi's eyes shine. "Fear means you're alive." "Daddy." They both turn. Lily stands in the doorway, small hand gripping the frame. Behind her, Grace looks stricken. She tried to stop the girl, but Lily heard everything. The child walks forward on unsteady legs, bare feet, silent on hardwood. She's wearing her favorite yellow dress, the one Naomi helped her pick out, the one with rainbow buttons. She takes her father's hand, then Naomi's, and in a voice thin as thread but strong as steel, she says, "Stay." One word. One choice. Ethan sinks to the floor, gathering his daughter against him, and when he looks up at Naomi, tears stream freely. Not the silent grief of the blackout, but something raw and healing. "Okay," he breathes. "Okay." Lily tightens her grip on both their hands. "Promise?" "I promise, sweetheart." He looks at Naomi. "We both do." The fundraiser for Children's Trauma Services happens 2 weeks later. Ethan insisted. When his board suggested postponing to "let the scandal die," he sent one email. "We're going, all 3 of us. If anyone has a problem with that, they can tender their resignation." 3 board members did. He accepted immediately. Now, Naomi stands in a borrowed gown, deep emerald, elegant but simple, watching Ethan work the room. He's good at this. The handshakes, the smiles, the practiced corporate grace. But every few minutes, he looks back, checking, making sure she's still there. Lily wears a white dress with a rainbow belt. She stays close to Naomi, small hand wrapped around 2 fingers, occasionally whispering observations. "That lady has sparkly shoes. Why is that man's tie so shiny?" The whispers haven't stopped. If anything, they've multiplied. "That's her. Quite bold, bringing her here. What do you think the late Mrs. Whitmore would say?" "I heard the daughter calls her—" Naomi's jaw tightens. She's about to suggest they leave when she feels a small tug on her dress. Lily is looking up at her with worried eyes. "Are people being mean?" the girl whispers. Naomi kneels down, eye level with her. "Some people are confused, sweetheart. They don't understand yet." "Understand what?" "That love doesn't look the same for everyone. And that's okay." Lily considers this, then nods solemnly. "Mama used to say that people who whisper are just scared to say things out loud." The wisdom from a 6-year-old nearly breaks her. "Your mama was very smart." "She was, and she would like you." Lily says it with such certainty that Naomi has to blink back tears. A reporter approaches. Young woman, sharp eyes, recorder extended. "Mr. Whitmore, Julia Chen, Financial Times. Can you comment on the nature of your relationship with Miss Carter?" The room quiets. Conversations pause mid-sentence. Crystal glasses pause mid-sip. Ethan doesn't hesitate. "Yes, I can." He crosses to Naomi and Lily, standing beside them. Not in front, not behind, beside. "Naomi Carter saved my daughter's life, not with medicine or therapy or money." His voice rings clear. "She saved her with presence, with patience, with a kind of courage I'd forgotten existed." Julia scribbles notes. "But the perception," Ethan interrupts, "is that wealthy white men are allowed to make decisions without question. But when a black woman shows up with skill, compassion, and conviction, Suddenly, everyone wants credentials and explanations. His gaze sweeps the room. I spent 2 years hiring the best professionals money could buy. None of them helped my daughter speak. Naomi did. In 4 days. How? Another reporter calls out. Ethan looks at Naomi. Because she doesn't see a problem to fix. She sees a soul to keep. Lily tugs Naomi's hand. She sings, the girl adds softly, clearly. And she makes the dark not scary anymore. The room melts. An older woman approaches. Elegant, silver-haired, with kind eyes. Forgive me, I don't mean to intrude, but I wanted to thank you, Miss Carter. For what? Naomi asks, surprised. For showing my grandson that healing doesn't always look like we expect. He's in selective mutism therapy. We've been doing it the right way for months with no progress. Watching your story in the news, it gave me permission to trust my instincts. To just be with him. Last night he said, "Good night, Grandma." First words in 6 months. Her eyes glisten. So thank you for being brave enough to do what you knew was right. Naomi can barely speak. I'm so glad. Tell your grandson. Tell him I'm proud of him. The woman squeezes her hand and moves away. Julia Chen closes her notebook and for just a moment smiles. That's a better story anyway. Later, after speeches and auctions and appetizers, Naomi finds herself alone with Ethan on a terrace overlooking the city. Snow falls gently, muffling sound, coating the world in quiet. That was brave, she says. No, brave was staying when I tried to make you leave. He turns to her. I spent 2 years building walls. You walked in and sang through them. Ethan, I don't have words for this. He gestures between them, helpless. I don't know the right way to say it, but you're not just Lily's caretaker. You're... He stops, searching her face. You matter, to both of us. Naomi's breath catches. He steps closer. I'm not good at this, at being open, at trusting, but if you're willing to wait while I figure it out... She reaches up, touches his jaw gently. I'm not going anywhere. The kiss is soft, tentative, testing, tasting hope. When they pull apart, his forehead rests against hers. Thank you, he whispers. For what? For not giving up on us. Inside, through the glass, they can see Lily talking to Grace, using full sentences, hands gesturing animatedly. Dr. Patel stands nearby, looking genuinely pleased, making notes with what looks like admiration rather than clinical detachment. Spring arrives like a revelation, like permission to bloom. The Whitmore house transforms, curtains open to sunlight, real sunlight, invited in, wanted. Windows unlock for the first time in years. The white sheets come off the portraits, and Claire's smile, captured in oil and memory, watches her family heal without jealousy, without haunting, only love. Lily speaks in complete sentences now, full paragraphs, stories that ramble and loop and make perfect sense. Good morning, Daddy. Did you sleep well? I had a dream about Mama. She was singing. It was nice. Can we have pancakes? The kind Mama used to make? Naomi knows how. She asked Grace for the recipe. Tell me about when you and Mama got married. Tell me about dancing. Tell me everything. That last one breaks and rebuilds Ethan every time. But he tells her. Everything. All the stories he's been hoarding like secrets. He pulls out wedding albums, the ones Claire died saving, and they look through them together. Naomi sits beside them, listening, learning the woman who came before, honoring her memory by loving what she left behind. Today, Naomi teaches Lily something new: shadow art. They set up candles and objects in the music room, flowers, figurines, tiny houses, Claire's collection of glass birds, and watch shapes dance on the wall. See, Naomi moves a candle closer to a glass bird, then farther. Real light isn't just brightness, it's everything. The glow, the shadow, the places in between where they mix. Light creates shadows, and shadows prove the light is real. All of it together. That's what makes things beautiful. The contrast, the depth. Lily stares, mesmerized, moving her own hand to create shadow puppets. A bird, a dog, a person. So darkness isn't bad? Darkness is just waiting for light, and light is just brave enough to show up. Like you, Lily says simply. You showed up when we were dark. The profundity of it, the clear-eyed truth from this small person takes Naomi's breath. Mama would like this. Lily traces a shadow on the wall. She would like you teaching me. She would. Do you think she sees me? Sees us? Naomi pulls her close. I think love doesn't stop at doors or graves or even flames. I think she's in every brave thing you do, every word you speak, every time you choose light, every time you love without fear. Am I brave? The bravest person I know. Braver than Daddy? Naomi laughs. Different brave. His brave is letting people in. Yours is letting yourself out. Lily considers this. What's your brave? The question catches her off guard. My brave? Yeah. What's your brave thing? Staying, Naomi says after a moment. When everything in me wanted to run. When it would have been easier to leave. I stayed. That's my brave. I'm glad you did. Me too, sweetheart. Me too. Ethan watches from the doorway, unable to move, unable to speak, unable to do anything but witness this moment of perfect grace. In the past months, he's learned to breathe again without feeling guilty about it, to smile without immediately checking himself, to let himself fall asleep beside his daughter without panic tightening his chest, because Naomi is down the hall, and between them they've built something stronger than fear. He's learned other things too. How Naomi takes her coffee. 2 sugars, extra cream, heated in the microwave for exactly 30 seconds because she likes it hot enough to burn. How she hums hymns when she's concentrating, always the same 3. Amazing grace. His eye is on the sparrow, and something he doesn't know the name of but sounds like hope set to music. How her faith isn't naive. It's battle-tested and still standing, still choosing belief even when belief seems foolish. How her laugh sounds when she's truly happy, not just being kind, loud and unrestrained and absolutely contagious. How he might be falling in love with her. No, not might be. Has been. From the moment she challenged him at the door, from the moment she sang when singing seemed insane, from every moment she's chosen his daughter, chosen him, over safety and sense and self-preservation. That night, after Lily sleeps, he finds Naomi in the library. She's curled in an armchair, reading by lamplight, hair loose around her shoulders. Hey, she says, marking her page. He sits across from her. For a moment, he just looks, trying to memorize this, the piece of it. I met with my lawyer today, he begins. Her expression shifts with concern. Not about that. About something else. He leans forward. I'm establishing a foundation. Healthcare advocacy and education assistance for underserved communities. Legal support for families fighting insurance denials. Scholarship funds for teachers who want to pursue special education certification. He pauses. I want to name it after Marcus. Naomi goes very still. You never talk about him, Ethan continues gently. But I know losing him broke something in you, and I know you pour all that grief into caring for others. She's quiet for a long moment. Then, he was 23, bright, funny, wanted to be a social worker. Her voice is soft, distant. He had a heart condition. manageable with medication and monitoring. But our insurance classified it as a pre-existing condition. They denied his surgery 3 times. By the time we found a charity hospital that would take him, it was too late. Ethan's jaw tightens. He died on a Tuesday, she continues. I was teaching, got the call during reading time. I remember thinking that all these children's stories would go on, but his was just ending. 23 years. That's all he got. Naomi. I tried to go back to teaching after, but I couldn't do it anymore. Couldn't look at those kids and not see Marcus. Couldn't separate my grief from my work. Parents complained I was too emotional, too involved. And maybe I was. Maybe I was trying to save every child because I couldn't save him. She wipes her eyes. So I left, figured I'd lost my ability to help anyone. But you didn't. Ethan moves to kneel beside her chair. You helped Lily. You helped me. You're still helping people, Naomi. Marcus would be proud. You think so? I know so. He takes her hand. You gave us back our voices. Let me help you honor his. She's crying now, silent tears that taste like release. He would have liked you, she whispers. Yeah? Yeah. He always said the rich folks needed more heart. She laughs through tears. Turns out he was right. Ethan wipes her cheeks gently. You gave me something I thought was gone forever. Lily. Not just Lily. Hope. He kisses her forehead. The belief that I could be more than my worst fear. She frames his face with her hands. You're a good father, Ethan. A good man. I'm better with you. They kiss slowly, sweetly. This is romance without rush, connection without conquest. 2 people who found each other in wreckage and built something new. When they part, Ethan whispers, You gave us back our voice. Naomi smiles, brushing hair from his forehead. No, you just started listening. 1 year later. December again. But this December is different. This December breathes. The Whitmore house glows with light. Every window, every corner, every room that was once closed now opens. Garland wraps the staircase in pine-scented promise. A tree towers in the living room, covered in ornaments Lily chose herself. Some store-bought, some handmade in art therapy, some that belonged to Claire, and now hang beside new memories. Outside, the garden has transformed. Where snow covered bare ground last year, there's now a memorial garden, planted in spring, bloomed through summer, and now resting for winter with the patient faith of roots knowing they'll bloom again. A stone bench bears an inscription carved in elegant script, Claire Whitmore, light in shadow, love in memory, forever dancing. The garden path is lined with luminarias, paper bags weighted with sand, candles flickering inside like prayers made visible. Each one handmade by Lily in art class, decorated with rainbows and musical notes and tiny flames that refuse to go out. They lead from the house to the memorial, marking the path between past and present, between grief and grace. Early snow begins to melt under the warmth of candlelight, creating small rivulets that catch and reflect the flames. Ice yields to heat. Winter bends toward hope. Nothing is permanent. Not cold, not darkness, not even sorrow. Naomi, Ethan, and Lily walk the path together as dusk settles like a blessing. Lily carries a candle of her own, a tall white taper in a glass holder engraved with her mother's initials. She's 7 now, taller, steadier, filling the house with questions and songs and stories that spill over with life. She still draws rainbows, but now she draws other things too. People, houses, families in every color and configuration. She talks constantly, asks 1,000 questions that start with why and end with tell me more. She sings in the church choir Naomi takes her to on Sundays, her voice high and clear and fearless. At the bench, she sets her candle down carefully, reverently. "Hi, Mama," she says clearly, like she's greeting someone she can see. "This is our third Christmas without you, but it's the first one that doesn't hurt so much." Ethan's arm comes around Naomi's shoulders, pulls her close. "Daddy's better now." He smiles a lot. He laughs. He even cries sometimes. But Naomi says that's good. That tears mean you're feeling, not hiding. Lily touches the bench gently. "And Naomi is here. She takes care of us, teaches me shadow art and piano, and how to be brave when I'm scared. I love her, Mama. I think you'd like her too. I think you'd be happy we found her." She looks up at Ethan and Naomi, waiting for confirmation. Ethan nods, throat too tight for words. "Daddy loves her too," Lily continues, matter of fact in the way only children can be. They think I don't notice, but I do. I see how he looks at her. Like how he used to look at you in the pictures. Like she's important. Like she's home. Naomi's eyes fill. "Is that okay?" Lily asks the bench, the memory, the spirit. "Is it okay if we love her? If we're happy again?" The wind carries snow and something else, a warmth that defies the cold, a presence that feels like permission, like blessing. Lily nods, satisfied with whatever she hears in the silence. She says yes. She says she wants us to be happy. She says that's what love does. It wants you to keep living. Naomi kneels beside her, pulling her close. "How do you know what she says?" "Because I'm not scared anymore when I think about her. Before, thinking about Mama hurt like fire, like something burning, but now it's warm, like sun, like home." Lily looks up at the sky, watching snowflakes spiral down through candlelight like stars finding Earth. "And Mama always wanted me to be brave, to not be scared, so if I'm not scared, she must be happy." "That's very wise, sweetheart." "Naomi?" "Yes?" "Thank you for staying. Thank you for not leaving when it got hard, when people were mean, when it would have been easier to go." Naomi can barely speak. "Thank you for letting me stay. Thank you for teaching me how to hope again." They stand together in the garden. Three people who found each other across grief and fear, across difference and doubt, and every obstacle the world could throw at them. Three people who chose each other when the world said they shouldn't, when logic said it wouldn't work, when fear said it wasn't worth the risk. Naomi thinks of Marcus, of Atlanta, of the night she quit teaching because she couldn't save everyone. But she saved these two, and they saved her right back. This is grace, she thinks. This undeserved, inexplicable, impossible grace. This is what it means to resurrect. Not to erase the past, but to let it transform you into something new. Ethan thinks of Claire, of fire, of the 2 years he spent locked in his own silence. But Naomi sang him out. Showed him that control isn't strength. Connection is. That loving again doesn't erase what was. It honors it by continuing forward. Claire would like her, he knows now with certainty. She would want this for us. She would want Lily surrounded by love, even if it looks different than we planned. Lily thinks of nothing but the moment. The snow, the light, the warmth of two people who chose to love her when she couldn't speak. Who stayed when staying was hard. Who proved that family isn't just who you're born to. It's who shows up. Who stays. Who chooses you every single day. "Can we light one more?" she asks. Ethan produces a match, shields it from the wind as he strikes. Together the three of them light a final candle and place it in the center of the path, between the house and the memorial, a bridge between worlds, between past and future, between grief and joy. Lily speaks, voice clear in the winter air. "This one's for all the lost people, so they can find their way home." And for the people who help them find it, Naomi adds softly, squeezing Lily's hand. Like you, Lily says, looking up at her with absolute trust. You help people find home. Like all of us, Ethan corrects, pulling them both close. We help each other. They stand there as night deepens, as snow continues its gentle descent, as light pools around them like grace made visible, like hope made tangible, like love made real. This is not an ending. It's a beginning. Of family built not by blood but by choice. Of love that doesn't erase pain but makes room for healing alongside it. Of two women's legacies intertwined. Claire, who loved first and showed them what devotion looks like, and Naomi, who loved after and showed them that loving again is possible. Inside the house, Grace has hot chocolate waiting, the kind with real cream and cinnamon, the kind Claire used to make. The fire is lit in the hearth. Photos of Claire sit openly on mantels now, her memory honored instead of hidden, celebrated instead of feared. Dr. Patel has sent his final report, framed on Ethan's desk. Treatment concluded. Patient has achieved full verbal and emotional engagement. Recommend continued family support and community integration. Prognosis: excellent. Note: sometimes the best therapy is love. Tomorrow, Ethan will take Lily to school, a real school with other children, where she'll laugh and struggle and grow, where she'll make friends and tell stories about her two mothers, the one in heaven and the one who sings. Naomi will meet with the Marcus Carter Foundation Board to finalize next year's expansion. 100 full rides for teachers from underserved communities, 50 emergency healthcare grants, a legal fund for insurance appeals. Next month, Ethan and Naomi will visit City Hall. The ceremony will be small. Grace, Dr. Patel, Lily, Margaret Chen. Rings that match, simple gold bands engraved with music notes and rainbows. Vows that honor both past and future, both Claire and Marcus, both grief and joy. But tonight, they are simply here. A father who learned to love without fear consuming him. A daughter who found her voice and uses it to sing. A woman who proved that kindness, real, revolutionary, relentless kindness, can crack even the coldest stone. As they walk back toward the glowing house, Lily between them holding both their hands, she asks, "Are we a family now? Like, officially?" Naomi and Ethan exchange a look over her head. In it, promise, partnership, permanence. "Yeah, sweetheart," Ethan says, voice thick with emotion. "We're a family." "A real one?" "The realest one," Naomi confirms. Lily smiles, broad and bright and absolutely luminous. "Good, because I already told Santa we needed a bigger table for Christmas dinner. Grace helped me write the letter. We need room for Dr. Patel and Margaret Chen and that nice lady from the fundraiser with the grandson, and we'll get the biggest table in the world if that's what you need," Ethan promises. They laugh, all three, and the sound carries across snow and silence, filling spaces that were empty for so long. Filling the air with proof of life, proof of resilience, proof that broken things can heal if given enough time and love and grace. Inside, warmth waits. Outside, stars emerge like promises kept. And in the garden, the luminarias stay lit throughout the night, marking the path home for anyone still searching, still stumbling, still trying to find their way from darkness into light. The door closes behind them, sealing in laughter, in life, in the messy, beautiful work of becoming whole. Not perfect, not unmarked by grief, but whole, present, alive. Snow continues to fall, gentle and persistent. Candles continue to burn, steady and sure. And somewhere, in the space between grief and grace, between loss and love, between memory and hope, two women watch. Claire, who loved first, and gave them the courage to survive, and Naomi, who loved after, and gave them permission to thrive. Both mothers in their own way. Both lights that refused to go out. Both proof that love is stronger than death, that presence is stronger than absence, that choosing joy doesn't mean forgetting sorrow. 1 year ago, a house held its breath, afraid to live. Tonight, it breathes freely, deeply, gratefully. 1 year ago, a girl was silent, locked in trauma's prison. Tonight she sings, her voice ringing clear and unafraid. 1 year ago, a man feared love more than loneliness, feared feeling more than numbness. Tonight, he chooses vulnerability, chooses connection, chooses life. And the woman who made it all possible, who walked through snow to a house of silence, who sang when singing seemed insane, who stayed when leaving seemed safer, who loved when love seemed dangerous. She stands in the doorway watching candlelight reflect in windows, and thinks, This is what Marcus wanted for me. Not just survival. Life. Real, messy, complicated, beautiful life. Love that costs something. Family that chooses itself. Joy that knows sorrow's weight and rises anyway. Naomi, Lily calls from the kitchen, voice bright as bells. Come help me with marshmallows. Daddy says you make them float better. Ethan appears behind her, wrapping arms around her waist, resting his chin on her shoulder. Thank you, he whispers into her hair. For what? For being brave enough to stay? For teaching us how to live again? For loving us when we were too broken to love ourselves? She turns in his arms, kisses him softly, a kiss that tastes like hot chocolate and promise and home. You're worth staying for, both of you, every hard day, every whispered word, every moment of doubt. Worth it. They join Lily in the kitchen, the heart of the home, where hot chocolate steams in mugs, grace painted with rainbows, where Christmas music plays softly from speakers that were silent for years, where a little girl who once couldn't speak now narrates every single thought, every single feeling, every single joy. We should make cookies, Lily announces, the kind Mama used to make. Naomi, do you know how to make sugar cookies? I do. Good, because we need a lot, for the party, for the neighbors, for everyone who was mean before but might be nice if we give them cookies. She pauses, considers. That's what Mama would do. Make cookies for people who were mean. She said kindness was revolution. Naomi and Ethan exchange a look. Wonder and grief and pride all tangled together. Your Mama was right, Naomi says. Kindness is revolution, especially when it's hard, especially when people don't deserve it. That's when it matters most. Then let's start a revolution, Lily declares, already pulling out bowls. And they do. Outside, the luminarias burn through the night, steady and faithful. Inside, love does the same, steady and faithful and absolutely revolutionary. And anyone passing by this house, this family, this moment would see. This is what healing looks like. This is what home feels like. This is what happens when we're brave enough to let love in, when we're strong enough to stay soft, when we're wise enough to know that broken things can still be beautiful. This is grace. This is hope. This is what it means to survive and then, impossibly, to thrive. If this story moved you, let it remind you. It's never too late to let love in. It's never too late to be brave. Sometimes the family we need is the one we choose. And sometimes the kindness we show changes more than one life. It changes everything. Thank you for spending this hour with us. May you find your own light in the darkness. Until next time, remember, kindness changes everything. This is what heartwarming stories do. They remind us we're never too broken to be loved. Sweet dreams, and may tomorrow bring you unexpected grace.